What's up, y'all? It's KB, and I love movies. Thank you for joining us during the spooky season for another conversation. On this one, we have a returning guest. We're going to do things a little bit different this time, so I think this is a perfect opportunity to bring back the monkey. Already giving me a high five. What's going on?
A high five never hurt anybody.
There you go. There you go. So, as I mentioned, we're not going to do our typical five takes on this one. We're going to play a little game here. They
Oh, don't put
actually,
me in Saw.
no, not those type of games. I asked the monkey to come up with a couple of movies that he would suggest for me to check out. Basically, it's going to be convince me. And since this is the spooky season, we're going to have some type of flair of the spooky or the creepy involved in this. So we're just going to hop right into it. And I'm going to kind of sit back and see what he comes up with if he's ready.
Yes.
All right. What you
Um,
got for me?
um, there's a film that came out, and I either, I, it was clear that it was not your normal film. And so I was like, if I'm not going to understand it, I'm not going to watch it.
Right.
So I was pleasantly surprised when I found out it was coming out where I could understand it. And so I bought it, and I thought it was going to be like something we've seen before. But afterward, I I needed kitten videos for at least an hour and a warm blanket, and that was the straight cut of uh, Irreversible. And let's just
Ooh,
say it scared me. It was not what it. I definitely cannot show the back, but
right.
uh it's really it says on the back two cuts of the film newly restored in 2K with but oh it, it's the type of film that let's say if the tax man really screws you over, you give him this film as a Christmas present. It starts off a normal film about a couple, and by the end of it you're like, kitten videos, kitten videos now. Where's my box of tissues? Where's my warm blanket? Kitten videos now.
Hmm,
It's it's not a film that leaves you feeling good.
yeah.
It's a film it's a film that leaves you shuddering and afraid to be in the dark. And especially I've I have not went in a tunnel since.
Oh,
That's all I
yeah.
will say.
Yeah. I mean, that's the scene that they show on the cover. This one I'm familiar with. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, it's definitely one of those films. Well, like you said, the tunnel itself is spooky alone. So I definitely see the spook factor in this one, knowing the film. But
The straight the straight cut does not give you any hints of
no,
what's to come.
no, and I think just that just makes it more shocking and more brutal. So
Mhm.
yeah, ooh,
It was.
ooh, that's a that's a good start. What was your
Uh,
reaction when you first saw the straight cut?
at first, it was like, interesting couple. I
Mhm.
might spend the night, and then I was like, "Whoa, no, 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 no,
No,
no,
you
no!
don't.
I'm gonna stay in my own country."
Yeah, yeah. Don't go over there.
Mm.
Oh man. Okay, okay, so Irreversible, um, definitely one. What label put that out?
Uh,
I don't even remember. I just remember everybody was trying to get the slipcover. I think it's you could get it from Vinegar Syndrome. I think it's one of those. Not sure.
uh, Studio Canal.
Yes, the UK. Yes. Okay. So what else you got for us? What's next?
There once was a author that came up with 2 books. One you would know of, and it's and I'll probably get to talk about it in the future, but the other was penned by the same author, and that was Dark Water.
Hmm.
And it just is a really good film because every step of the way, she's having to navigate this mystery on her own while um while people suspecting that she's not being a good parent. She's having to navigate this whole thing on her own while most have other people to help the main character with the with what's going on in the film. She truly is alone in this basically horror story.
Yeah.
Um and the it's just it's a horror story that I feel has the best ending.
Hmm.
I mean, the what I mean is it it going bad makes the ending better. It's a horror film that because of the events of the film, it gives it a happy ending.
Hmm. Interesting. All right. Um, just to continue on, you mentioned the author is also popular for another story,
Yep. And
and I know you wanted
so
to talk about that.
very much so. The
Okay.
a little backstory. I have been a big fan of this film for a very long time, and I actually have a kind of a personal connection. What happened is when I first watched this film, I was very like Opie from the Andy Griffith Show. I thought I thought people were nice, and so I watched this film, the The Ring, but I love it so much that I also have the full screen, and this puts you even more in the film because you know how when you watch a widescreen, the film is kind of like this, but when you watch the full screen, it's like this.
Do you know why?
But yeah, because the aspect ratio, it kind of it puts you closer,
Yeah,
right?
but it also cuts off like the left and right side.
Kind of like when she does this. Wouldn't you say? How she
Okay.
comes out of the television.
Yeah. I mean, have you seen the original?
Yes, I actually yes, oh, the Japanese one.
Yes.
I watched it well, first, can I tell you my little story of what happened when I watched this for the first time?
Sure.
What happened is, like I said, I was like, uh, I was like, whatever one I said it was like, and I had my mother always had the blinds open of
Mhm.
that particular movie room. And so after the part where there's where the lady is supposed to get a phone call. I got a phone call, and I literally thought it was because the
You thought it was your turn?
no, the girl actually said the words. So so I thought so then I continued to watch the film. It was a weekend. When I got to school on Monday, the girl was laughing.
Now, did she know you were watching this movie?
That's where the no blinds come into play. It was a
She was
popular
able to
film
see
at the
it.
time, so she must have seen from
Yeah,
the window.
mhm.
But for that whole weekend, I didn't go near the phone. I stayed in my room. I did not go by the TV. I was like, "I'm eating in my room. You can ground me if you want. Where are you gonna ground me from? The TV? Fine." And,
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
uh,
Now, you said you saw the original?
y you know how in one of my interviews I said the Star Wars: Phantom Menace is the only film that made me, put myself in the audience?
Okay.
The original Ring, the Japanese one,
Yeah.
it's the only one that made me shit my pants.
I don't mean to laugh, but the way you just leaned into the screen there,
Yeah,
you went
I
full screen on me.
let's just say it was the one time when I was in utter embarrassment, and let's just say I because of me, supper was late because we had to do laundry.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Yes.
Yeah,
And, I was actually told, "You are not watching that again."
yeah, yeah. I, I don't remember this version, the one that you held up with, Naomi Watts and all that, as much as I remember the original, the Japanese one, because
Mhm.
that one stays with you. So, do I need to rewatch the original? Probably not, but I would give the American version another run.
What I really like about The Ring is, it's completely opposite of Dark Water. She is how do I say this without spoiling it? She has connections. She's not just like this random Joe that
Mhm.
is staying in her apartment scared for 7 days. Uh, she's resourceful.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha. Alright. We're moving at a good
Oh,
clip
oh,
here.
oh, oh,
You
I
got one
have a
more?
little trivia for you. I have a little
Okay.
trivia for you. The actress that plays the girl in the well,
Yeah.
uh, s the actress that plays Samara, um, Morgan in the American version is the same actress who was the voice of Lilo in Lilo and Stitch.
Interesting,
Mhm.
interesting. I didn't know that.
This is a very underrated film in my opinion, that, it's a very spooky film. It's basically this, person hears that you can, that if you put a microphone, and a pair of headphones, no. If you put a recorder on a gravestone, you can hear the last moments
Oh,
before they died.
oh.
And, it's it gets graphic, but in the way of, it's I can't give too much away on this, but I will
No,
say
no,
I
please don't because I
okay.
definitely wanna check that out and not, and be surprised. put it that way. I
Yeah.
mean, that setup is, like, perfect.
Mhm.
So,
Okay.
without going
But
into it, what did you like about this?
well, the cover lies. It is not animated,
Okay, so we got that.
and it has a wicked audio commentary with. Are you familiar with the magazine Fangoria?
Yes.
Wait till you hear his backstory with Fangoria.
Hmm, okay.
Um, hold on, I'll see if I'm correct. 1 second.
That means I have
Um,
to get, like, the Blu-ray, I can't just, like, stream it somewhere, which is fine.
let's see. um, and it's also one of the ones under the SRS logo where it says "Awesome Underground Movies You Need to See Now."
Hmm, okay.
Um, hopefully that's okay to say.
That's yeah, that should be okay to say.
Okay. Oh, and do you? Okay. So you don't want to know any more about it. Okay. But one thing I find interesting about it is the bonus features are just called. The only bonus feature is a commentary, but it's called a bloody bonus features, and it has the feature length commentary track, and I think it says trailer, but it oh, there's a name. Uh, oh, sorry. You don't want to know anymore, so we'll stop. But
Alright. So what's the next one you have for me?
Hocus Pocus 2. And at first, when I watched it, I hated it. I was like, this is so different from the original. It's just so different. They didn't
Didn't
the
you do a
only
review on it saying how much you hated it, like, one of your short reviews you used to do? Did you do a review on not liking
I
it when it first came out?
yeah, I I hated it so much, but then over time it grew on me. And
Hmm.
then I grew to love it in a different way to where it tied for the number one spot of the first one. Because what I can say is where you find out the
I haven't
true
seen
or
it. Don't give too much away. I have not seen
okay, 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 okay. Then what I can say is it had so the music is different,
Uh-huh,
different characters.
uh-huh.
Um,
You still have the Sanderson sisters.
yes,
Uh-huh.
yes, but technically they're they're not the same ones you got used to in the first one.
Okay, we'll leave that alone.
Yeah, all I can say is you'll agree with me early on.
Hmm, okay. Now, do you think it's because you had such a fondness for the original and it's hard not to do a comparison? Or is it that it was just so different when you first watched it?
The second one is a different narrative. It's not it's not a family moving into a new town.
Hmm,
Without giving things away, all
yeah,
I can say is but what I will say is it grows on you because it's different, and I guess it gets easier to accept the more times you watch it.
gotcha. So
As
you need
as
repeat
it
watches to appreciate it.
yes, to accept it as its own tale. Uh,
Hmm.
Does that make sense?
Totally. Totally.
And let's just say the more you watch it, you end up loving more characters more, and other characters you understand better.
So it's like you come to appreciate it for originality in a sense?
Yes, you come to accept what's the same in it and what's different in it,
Mhm.
and you accept it as its own tale as you accept it more and more. It's not, you accept the differences from the characters in the first and second film, and you slowly come to accept that it's not technically made to be a sequel. They
Mm.
push their own unique visions really strongly.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
But you gotta watch the last 10 seconds with eagle eyes. Eagle eyes. You gotta watch what's happening in the last 10 seconds of the film. You can't look away.
Okay.
Um, and I'm not saying after the credits, I'm saying before the credits roll, you have to notice everything that's happening in
Mhm.
that scene.
The
So
last
I'd say the
Yeah.
final scene, you have to you have to have your phone off, you have to just focus on it because if you don't, you won't get the full effect.
The last time somebody told me that was at the end of Fight Club, so I'm thinking it's not gonna be the same type of thing, but I will keep my
Hmm. Hmm.
Maybe so?
You will understand after you watch it.
Okay.
After you watch the scene I'm talking about, you will
Mhm.
understand.
Okay. Um, well, thank you. Thank you for convincing me.
Oh,
You got a couple movies that I gotta watch. What
may
else you
I say one thing that does not spoil anything?
Sure.
I love the soundtrack. The soundtrack is catchy. It's something you could definitely uh, listen to, like if you're gonna have to go to a Comic Con or a long trip, like if you're gonna have to do like a couple hours trip, but you want to listen to something catchy.
Mhm.
Definitely, the soundtrack is better. The soundtrack of the second film is better than the soundtrack of the first film.
Wow, that's high praise,
Yes. Hmm.
high praise.
Hmm.
Okay, okay. So it started off as being seen as being different to now being accepted and possibly better than the first.
Kind of. It started off with how can you not bring back the original cast? Because what people don't realize is before the second movie came out, there was a book called Hocus Pocus 2.
Didn't know that.
And so we were expecting the book, and we did not get
Mm.
the book.
I wonder if
Let's
there's
just,
licensing issues or something.
it was very dark. Let's just
Um,
say the original characters are there, but in order for the sisters to come back, they're sent to hell.
yeah, they won't put that on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay,
Um,
okay. So we have some titles, some for me to
mm,
check out. Um, what do you have going on? Anything on your channel? Anything that you have coming up? Anything you're doing for the month?
I have already done a Halloween video, saying certain films, and so already did my Halloween stream, and I also already did my Christmas stream.
Oh,
Yeah, so you may have to really look for them. They're in my live streams, but I already did them. So I'm so as far as content, I'm probably, since I already did my Halloween stream and Christmas stream, I think I'm good till the new year. Okay. The I will say one thing to the head studios out there. You release a film box set about a ghost, but you don't release Casper on 4K yet? I'm just saying, I I was surprised. I thought they would put out the friendly ghost before they put out the vengeful ghost.
Well, could have
But
been
I will
95. Maybe they'll
what?
put it out by
Oh,
2025 for the anniversary.
oh. But remember how a friend of yours came up with a subgenre title?
Yeah,
I came up with a some subgenre title for the Ring, for the Ring and Dark Water. Do you want to hear it?
sure.
Bad parenting.
Mm, yeah, there's a lot of movies that are even underhandedly about that, so or a reflection of that.
And to all you Halloween lovers, I just want to say, may your Halloween be uneventful and may it end the way you want it to without anything unexpected. Because with the world the way it is,
You never know.
that's the only way we will get a happy ending to Halloween night.
That's a very profound statement for us to leave off on. So I want to thank you for coming on again. Um, Always an interesting perspective, and your titles were very good. So I look forward to watching the ones I haven't seen before and to see that version of The Ring again because it's been a while. So, um,
Thank you. And I will say, interesting is one of the better names I've been called.
yeah, yes, that's where we're gonna leave it. So,
Okay.
um, thank you for watching, and as I always say, go watch a movie.